Hey y'all, what's up? Guy in the camo hat here. Today we're going to be dipping a little bit more Southern Blend. I am almost out, and I just spilled some on my table, but whatever. So let me pack a dip, and then I got a story for y'all. So, reason number 543 as to why I fucking hate the state of Illinois. It gets cold as tits. I don't know where you guys are, but where I am right now, it is 18 degrees out, feels like 2, with an 18-mile-an-hour wind chill. It was like that all day for ROTC. My cadet sergeant major, which means absolutely nothing in the real Army world, sent out an email saying it is going to get to temperatures below 10 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow with the wind chill. So bring all your shit so that everyone can wear it. Because in the Army, if one person doesn't have something, nobody gets to wear it. So, like I said, I've got maybe like one pinch left in here. So I've been kind of like, been going really easy like the last few days, trying to milk it out because I don't want to go out and buy dip because it's fucking freezing out, and I'm like, I want to go to class and then go home and then not leave my room for the rest of the day because it's just it's awful outside. So unfortunately today I had the unpleasant experience of going out and buying dip. Lo and behold, this took about 45 minutes to obtain. I kid you not. I got out of my class, the bus to go home was right there, and I said, nah, fuck it, I gotta go buy dip. So I went to go buy dip, right? So I walk to Green Street, which is the main street on UIUC in Illinois, or University of Illinois, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Anyway, so the wind was blowing the exact same way that Green Street runs, so it was just a wind tunnel. So despite the fact that I had a big ass fucking heavy coat that basically has a quilt liner on the inside, I was freezing my balls off. So I probably walked, I don't know how far I walked, but the first place I went to is my favorite, or that used to be my favorite, Evergreen Tobacco, where I bought this piece of shit, Copenhagen Southern Blend, which really isn't that good for all of you people. I'm sorry if you really like it, but it's not that great. I prefer both Copenhagen Wintergreen and Copenhagen Straight over Southern Blend, but that's just my opinion. I don't like the way it pinches. It tastes fine, but it dries out pretty quick, and it doesn't keep a lip very nicely. So that was like $4.50. I don't know why it was so fucking expensive, but it was. So I bought one can because they didn't have Copenhagen Straight at all, and they only had long cut or wintergreen pouches. So then I went to the next place on the way back to the bus stop. They didn't have any of anything, so I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna run to the gas station that's all the way on the corner of Green and Lincoln. So I went all the way over there, which is about 6 blocks, maybe more, in this fucking wind tunnel to go get a can of Copenhagen Straight. So in the three places that I've been at, today. There was one. This was the last can they had. The single. This one right here. I present to you the very last can of Copenhagen Straight in the vicinity of UIUC campus. Now, the reason I mentioned I don't really like Evergreen that much anymore, and the reason for that is, one, they never have my dip. Two, they're getting a lot more expensive. Yeah. So I usually go to a Marathon on the corner, but I didn't want to go there because that was another like 5 blocks north. Or not north, west. I was heading west. I went west to Evergreen. I didn't want to go another 5 blocks because they're usually gone too. I don't know if it's just that Wintergreen and Straight are so popular or if it's that they're so unpopular. They're like fucking... You can never find them anywhere where I am. I don't know what it is. They're always out. Always, always, always out of Copenhagen Straight long cut and Copenhagen Wintergreen long cut. They usually have like a can of Wintergreen pouches. They might have Southern Blend. They might not. Oh, and number 3 reason why I hate Evergreen tobacco. The lady offered me Skull Green apple instead of Wintergreen. Yeah. So that was 40 minutes later, and I probably, this Copenhagen Straight was like, I don't even remember, this was like $3.50 at the where I got it, which is fucking outrageous. A can of dip should be like $2.50, $3 at the most. So I ended up spending like $3 or $4 more than I should have, and it took me fucking 40 minutes, and it was like less than 10 degrees outside. So that's my shitty story for the day. Hope you enjoyed it. I really hate when people talk about their days on YouTube, so I don't really understand why I'm talking about mine to you, other than the fact that it was a really shitty day. Or, it wasn't really a shitty day, just this part of the day sucked. Let's see, another thing. Any of you knife gurus? If you were thinking about getting one of these for some reason or another, this is a Smith Wesson Oasis. It's a really nice knife. I like it a lot. It was only like 20 bucks at Bass Pro Shop, and it came with this like hold on, I got a text. Anyway, it came with like this knife pen thing, which is like a pen, but it's metal, and like it's got a pointy end on the back, so you can like stab someone with it if you wanted to for whatever reason. Anyway, $20, really nice really nice knife. I liked it a lot, but 2 of the screws fell out, so I can't really carry it around with me anymore, which makes me really sad because I really like this knife. One of my buddies had the exact same problem, so I think it might be this type of knife has a problem with the screws coming out. I haven't talked to anyone else with this knife. If you have a Smith Wesson Oasis and you've had this for over a year or something like that and your screws haven't fallen out yet, put it in a comment or message me or whatever, tell me otherwise. But I've had this knife for maybe like 6 to 8 months or something like that, and it's lost 2 screws and I can't use it anymore. So if you don't have an Oasis and you were thinking about getting one, put in the extra money and get something better. Since we are on the I don't know what the word is, we are on a complaining streak. Streak was the word I was looking for, or something along the lines of that. We're gonna talk about something that really grinds my gears. So, there I was, 2 days ago in my anthropology class. We have this thing. I really don't want to have to do this whole storytelling thing to set up the thing, or set up the scene, but I kind of have to. We have these things called rip from the headlines. The teacher, he cuts out headlines or stuff like that from the newspaper, brings them in, splits us into groups. we each get a headline. We have to compare the headline, or make a relation to the headline and ancient times or whatever. Anyway, that's not the important part of the story. The important part of the story is we get split into groups, right? So there's me, a frat guy, white Asian, which white Asians are okay, some other girl that came in late and had no idea what was going on, and then 4 of those Koreans. Koreans are usually okay, but if you're a student at a college, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The kind of Koreans who write all their shit in Korean and then use like Google Translate to translate their papers, and then you're in their rec class and you're the one that has to do peer review on them, and you have no idea what the fuck it says because Google Translate is a piece of shit. The kind of Koreans that, even though they're in America, they speak Korean every possibility or every chance that they get, including the classroom, which was the issue that really ground my gears. Because we were in this group, and me and the 2 other guys and this girl kind of were trying to work out how to form a correlation, and the 4 Koreans are just in the back speaking Korean to each other. There was like one girl out of the 4 that one girl out of the 4 that was like talking English to us, and then we'd speak to her, and then she'd say it in Korean back to her 3 friends or whatever like that. And that just pissed me off because we could not work together when half the group was not speaking English. We're in America, people. In America, we speak English. Alright? We are a former British colony. In Britain, they speak English. Our schooling is all in English unless you're in a foreign language class, in which case it's a combination between English and that foreign language. Okay? Most of our public literature and stuff like that is in English, like the driving test and all that other shit, voting, all that fun stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if you ask for it, they'll give it to you in your language, but the default is English. What's our Constitution in? English. What are all our laws written in? English. What language does Mr. President Barack Obama give the State of the Union in? No, he does not give it in Swahili, even though he's from Nigeria or wherever the heck he's supposedly from. He gives it in English. So, my plea to all of you who are coming here for an education, most of you are probably not watching this video, but if you're coming here to the United States for an education, please put your best effort into speaking English everywhere that you are. It's the best way to learn the language. I don't even understand how you can get good grades in a class when you're not comfortable enough with English, or I don't know what it is, what their problem was, but where you're in a situation where the language that you usually, that you are speaking is not English, but the class and everything like that is in English. I don't really understand how you can clearly understand the professor and take the tests. I don't know, maybe they are proficient enough where they know. Obviously they're proficient enough to know English to pass tests and shit like that, because they got into the fucking university, and apparently overseas students and stuff like that, from what I've heard from people who are, I have a few friends that are, I have a friend from, it's like Ghana or some shit like that. It's this small country in Africa, and he's got like this Rastafarian accent, and he's like the size of a fucking gorilla. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, this is falling apart in my mouth. Yeah. basically, it just pisses me off that people come here for an education and they don't speak the language like everyone else that's here. So I think that's basically all that I have to complain about for today. This has been the guy in the camo hat, and I will see you all later.